Hello, beautiful moms and entrepreneurs. This is a place where we come together to learn, grow, and inspire. So sit back, relax, and let's get started. Hello, Unbreakable Mompreneurs. My name is Sharice Walker, and today I'm here with Jen Shell. And she is a chiropractor, but she also has a side hustle business that we're going to talk about. And then what I also love is the reason she got into her second business. Well, I know there's many reasons, but there's a few that we'll talk about today. So Jen, without further ado, why don't you introduce yourself to us?
Oh my gosh. Thanks so much, Reese. It's an honor to be with you. Yeah, so I've been a chiropractor for 23 years. I specialize in clinical nutrition. So that just means diet, lifestyle change, supplements, and then like medical grade, like essential oils, stuff like that. So, and I'm a mom. I have two teenage boys, a wife, and it's a lot to juggle all these things. So I'm happy to just be with all of you because we're all in the same boat.
It's so true. We were talking about that. And so with the chiropractor business, and you talk about clinical nutrition, so can you expand on that a little?
Sure. Yes. So I work with families. So the biggest thing is like, let's say you have a kid who has behavioral issues or focus issues. These are like really common things I see, a lot of anxiety, super common. And I think so many people are quick to run to medication because that's all we're kind of like taught. But before we do that, or I should legally say, like, if someone's got like a serious depression issue, like supplements may not be the thing to start with, right? But like normal puberty stuff, growing up, things like that. I think that starting with diet changes, eliminating sugar, sometimes food dyes. I just see kids just are not getting enough protein and like real food. So, I don't know if that answered what you were asking.
Yes, it does. And because I have some kids that are on the spectrum, and I also have
Oh,
some
yeah.
that have attention issues, and
Mhm.
it really is like sugar is crack sometimes, and I'm addicted to sugar. So,
So, okay, well, it's funny you say that, but like sugar literally stimulates your opioid receptors in
mhm,
your brain. It literally is an addiction. So
mhm,
when people talk about like, oh, we literally are addicted to sugar. So with kids, that's an even harder thing. Like as adults, like I try to like use willpower, I distract myself. For children, it can be a real struggle,
yeah.
like a real fight.
Mhm.
So, yeah.
It is, and that's something where I've worked really hard this year to try to pull them because I had a daughter that anytime I turned around, she was like finding sugar, no matter if you hit her or not. She was great, and she's gotten a lot better. And I've seen it go from this huge anxiety to not. I mean, she's normal now.
Sugar. That's
Mhm,
just
mhm.
sugar. Like, it's amazing. So, first of all, let me commend you because that is a huge feat. And I commend her too, because that's a really big deal. And it's a serious struggle. So I mean, I commend you both. And I think just like I'd really love to give action steps. So the first thing that I would say to parents is first just take a peek at a day's
Mhm.
diet,
Yeah.
right? Like really look either if the kid's old enough, have them record what they eat, but as a parent, record, write it down because I think there's something to be said for actually confronting. It's easy for us to say, like, oh, I don't really eat cookies. And then you look and you're like, holy cow, I snacked on like 6 cookies throughout the day. So, anyways, first looking, really taking a peek. And then the second thing is, this doesn't have to be an all or nothing thing. Maybe you just start with like one thing. So maybe after dinner, instead of every single night the kids have a bowl of ice cream, you do less, like literally downsize the bowl so that it looks like a full bowl, but it's smaller, and work on portions, or add a protein with the sugar. So like I'll often say like even like a little handful of like almonds
Mhm.
can help regulate the blood sugar. Just simple steps.
I love that. I love
Yeah.
that. It is so good. And then also, you can't have anything past this time, which is what I do. So then it's, well, can I have something? No, it's already too late, you know?
No, good for you.
Yeah.
How old are your kids, Trees?
So my youngest two are 9 and 11. And so
Oh my gosh.
yeah,
Yeah.
they're,
Okay, and then you're getting ready to hit the puberty phase, which it's like my boys are 17 and 14. So yeah, like there's all these phases, right? Like we have so much more control when they're little. So if anybody listening has little kids, that's the time
yeah.
to like really start. Like take out the food dyes, don't serve the processed food. They can only eat what you provide,
Mhm.
and no one's gonna starve,
Mhm.
right? Like, so it's kind of tough love, but like if that means you don't set out macaroni and cheese, and that's the one thing your kid lives off of, like you have to try other stuff,
Yep.
or try one bite of this chicken, and then you get your macaroni and cheese. 'Cause they say it can take like, I don't know, well over 10 times of a kid trying something before they might accept it.
Yeah, it's true. And my 11-year-old, all of a sudden, she's like, can I try this? Can I try this? Can I try this?
That's
Before,
great.
never touch it. So,
Oh,
yeah. Mhm.
that's great news.
It is. It is. It's good. Yeah. So let's talk about you. In addition to your chiropractor business, because that doesn't keep you busy enough, and neither does being a mom or a wife, right? So you
Yeah.
have a side hustle business. And so
Yeah.
what made you decide to get into that?
Okay, so let me backtrack
Hmm.
to COVID. And so I'm just gonna intertwine all this. So for like 20 something years, I've had this vocal cord issue, and it was super introverting. I was super self-conscious, and like even with my patients, I wouldn't call them. Like if there was something wrong, I'd make the front desk call, or my assistant, like, oh no, I can't do that. So, anyways, roll up to COVID, and I I realized when everything shut down that I liked it. I liked the slower pace. I liked being at home with my kids. I liked being present. I liked the the family unit.
Hmm.
Okay. So with that, I was like, okay, in 20 years, well, it was like 18 years, I never stopped. I worked every single Saturday for like 18 years. I was gone all the time, and I just realized I missed a lot. And I realized I wanted time freedom, but also with that, I needed financial freedom. Like as a chiropractor, like I get paid for the number of patients I'm seeing. So it's like you really have to hustle, right? If you want to pay your bills, right? So, anyways, it was just trading hours for dollars, right? So,
Hmm.
anyways, I'm like, I need to do something different. And the first book I had read about this was years prior, called Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. And I just always thought, well, that's not really possible for me. I've got this career. So, anyways, during COVID, I just realized I needed to pivot. And so I called one of my patients. She had a home-based business with essential oils and lifestyle products. And I really believed in the company. I liked the product. And she had just gotten back from this trip right before COVID that she won, and her and her family went to Hawaii. So anyway, she was the first person that popped up in my mind. I'm like, I want that. I want that. So I called her and I was so excited to like teach people that I literally started teaching classes on Zoom. Miss like introverted, scared to even talk. And I realized when I come from a place of service and when I'm passionate about something, it didn't matter. Like I really realized who cares? Like it doesn't matter what my voice sounds like. What matters is that I'm telling you about these awesome things that can empower your family.
Mhm.
So it was this huge life pivot. So that kind of changed everything.
That is so cool. And I think that so many messages in that. First of all, you have what some people, I don't want to call it disability, but you have some
Yeah.
physical thing that's going on that puts you in a shell because you're afraid of what people are going to say. You're afraid of what they're going to do, how they're going to react. And so it gets you out of that. And that you were connected enough with your clients that you knew, hey, you know what, I want to try this. And so you're able to contact them. And that's,
Yes.
you have a relationship with them. And I
Yes.
think in business, sometimes a lot of people are transactional. And if you have more of a relationship with them, then it's so much better. And so of course she's gonna yeah, I love that. So are you still doing the chiropractor stuff or did you
Yeah.
move? Oh, okay.
Yes, we still do it because, well, like you said, like, it's like my patients are my family. Like I love these people. So it's really hard for me to let that go. And also I'm really trying to work on like my whole identity
Mhm.
and my whole self-worth. Like, we look at we're moms, but I put so much on being a chiropractor, helping my patients. So I'm really still working through that. But yes, so I still work a few days a week, part-time.
Okay, I was gonna ask, did you cut your hours
I
back?
did. Yeah, I have. So I mean, if any of them listen to this afterwards, I don't want them to feel like she's leaving. But my goal is I
Mhm.
do just love doing the oils full time because I can do it from my home. I
Oh,
can do it from my laptop, my phone,
mhm.
and it's just easy. And so for moms, like really like I'm my whole purpose, my whole mission is just to offer that there is solutions.
Mhm.
Like don't ever feel stuck.
Yeah.
Don't feel stuck because there's always something you just may not see it at that moment.
Mhm.
Right. But like you put it out. This sounds kind of woo-hoo, but like put it out to the universe that you're looking for something and be very clear with what you want. And I really feel like doors open.
They do. They 100% do. Because even with my real estate business, I kind of put it on hold for a little bit. I mean, I would still work, but it was just not very busy. And all of a sudden, I'm like, okay, and I put it out in the universe. And my second half of the year, or a fourth of the year, I would say, was as busy as the other two. Well, that doesn't add up. So it was a
Yeah,
third,
I know what you mean.
two-thirds, and then a third, right? And so it's crazy. I really do believe that. But I also think it's because the energy that you have, you're willing to accept more and you're willing to take more and you're willing to be open. And so it all just kind of works together. So I think that's cool.
I so agree with you. I do think like you have to have the passion. Like you can sell all sorts of things, but like so like for you, like real estate, like you love helping people. You want to help people find that home, their forever home or their starter home, like whatever. And it's the same thing. Like I had to feel this purpose of like, I can really help families. Like I can empower people. They don't have to feel like they're the effect of the pandemic, or now it's like whatever health concerns,
Mhm.
right? And just
Yeah.
knowing that there's natural options.
No, and I used to think, when you talk about woo-woo, I used to think the essential oils was the woo-woo because I'm in Utah, and so many plants
Oh,
are
you're
located.
right there.
Yes,
You're
yes,
right there at the home.
yes. And so all these people have to do it, and it's like, oh my gosh, stay away, but
Yes.
I remember I was in Oregon, and my brother-in-law, he has this Cobra, and he's like, sure, let's go take a ride. And so I said, okay, great. And so I'm in, I don't know, shorts or whatever. And when we came home, I went to step out, and my leg landed on the pipe. And I mean, we had been driving for probably 30 minutes, so it was not cold. And I just, right, my whole leg, I just thought, oh, I am in so much trouble. He did not react at all, which it looked horrible. He immediately walks into his room. He takes out like four essential oils and he's like,
Your brother-in-law. I love
yeah. And I'm like, oh, I'm so tired of these stupid essential oil things, right? And so I'm like, but I'm either going to use this or I'm headed straight to the hospital because it was.
Yes.
And so I put the stuff on. It didn't even hurt. And maybe it's because it was so deep. I don't know. But it didn't even hurt. And within like a week and a half, it was like scabbed over. It looked beautiful. I don't have a scar from that at all. And I
Oh,
100% should. So I'm like, all right, maybe these things work really well and I believe in them. So of course I go buy some, but it's incredible. There's so many things about your story that I love and that you've been able to get out of your comfort zone and that you're helping people. I feel like on a whole scale because you have the chiropractor side, you have the nutrition, and now you have the oil. So I think that that's amazing.
thank you so much. Yeah. I mean, that story, Sharice, like that is so
Mhm.
cool, right? And I think like a lot of people, I mean, everybody kind of thinks like essential oils are just like woo-hoo, like they smell good, like, but when they're actually therapeutic, like
Mhm.
that is what I use for my kids for attention, for focus, for mood swings, for illnesses. Like that's my go-to.
Yeah, it
Well,
makes
it's
you feel
pretty
healthier.
cool. Yeah.
Okay, so if you were to give a listener advice about running your business, whether it be your full business that you've been doing for 20 plus years or your essential oils that you've been doing for just a couple years, 'cause those are one's more network marketing, one's brick and mortar. What
Yes.
is some advice that you give that you've learned, maybe three, because it's hard to say just one, that you've
Yeah.
learned about running a business and what you need to know?
Yeah. So really these apply to every single, whether you work a 9 to 5 job or you do something on the side home base. But the first thing is time block. Like you have to time block. Like you have to schedule in time like to work out, to cook dinner, to have quality time with the kids. Like, otherwise, we're just, I think, so often like mindlessly scrolling and like wasting so much time. Like, if you really look at how much time is wasted that you could be so super efficient with, that's my first. Second is personal development. Like I am constantly, whenever I work out, like Audible, I do like 30 books a year, and it's all personal development. And I feel like you can truly change life.
Mhm.
And the third thing is you have to take time for yourself, for your health, for your mental state. I think for so long as a mom, as a chiropractor, can never stop to actually think or to process or to give myself a minute and be like, am I happy? What do I need to change in my life? Like these are all things where if we just take 5 minutes to sit with ourselves and just assess.
Yeah, that is so true. It is. And I think sometimes we think that we have to overcommit. And there's a time, even this podcast, I had so many guests because I was doing so much every single month, and I realized how many guests, like how far out in the future I was going to be posting all these because of it. And I thought, you know what? I don't have to have as many people on, but I love talking to people. I love meeting people. I love hearing their stories. But I realized that it was taking away from my job that was income producing at this point and that I needed
Mhm.
to stop. And so I think that sometimes you really do have to reevaluate your life. In the time blocking, you realize where you're putting your time and is it as productive or is it not? And then also with clients, like you could have been working probably 7 in the morning to 7 o'clock at night, but you have no quality of life with your family. And so putting like they'll wait and they'll schedule their time, meaning their clients, they'll schedule their time around yours. And that's just the way it is. And so if you prioritize what's important, which for me it's family, then okay, then I'm not going to work past this time. Or if you call me past 7 o'clock, it needs to be important.
Yes,
And
same.
yeah, and I
Same.
don't work Sundays. So you just have to make sure that you put boundaries on yourself as well.
Yeah, I so agree with that, Trace. And I feel like, first of all, like you're saying, like you love your real estate business, but you obviously started podcasting to help moms. And so, like, we are here to tell all the moms because we've been there,
Mhm.
right? We've been there. We're just burning it at both ends. Like, stop for a second. Just get clear with yourself. Yeah.
Well, is there anything else that you would like to share?
Oh gosh. I mean, honestly, I could talk for
Yeah.
5 hours about all the things, but like the biggest thing I think is moms for yourselves is look at your diet personally, look and see. So many moms, I think, we hold ourselves to these unrealistic expectations where, you're working out way too hard. I see that all the time. Moms who are working out so hard, but they're already in adrenal fatigue, which is just hormones, life,
Mhm.
stress, where you don't have any reserves. So really just kind of stop and assess, like, listen to your body, make sure you're getting enough protein, enough water is
Mhm.
huge, good fats. Like,
Mhm.
stop for a sec.
And that is so true. And my doctor said that it's better to do 3 10-minute walks than a 30-minute walk at the same time. I'm like, what?
Yeah, I love that. Like
Mhm.
walking the dog
Mhm.
is great, right? Like we do not need to be killing ourselves. Like working full time, a lot of us, or even if you stay in the home full time, that's exhausting. Like that's really hard work. And then we're expected to do all these other things, and we have kids.
Mhm.
So you don't need to be perfect. I've really stopped caring what other people think. Don't worry, even the mom next to you, no matter what she says or looks all put together, she's struggling. We're all struggling. So just be happy and content and turn it into like a joyful thing. And the biggest thing is your kids see that. If you're stressed out, you're exhausted, you're angry, you're not fun to be around. So take a step back, check yourself, and be that mom you want to be. Who cares if the laundry is not done? And to be honest, I don't care if you're eating your kids' leftover chicken nuggets. Go play.
I love that. That's so good. Well, Jen, thank you so much for being on. I appreciate it.
Oh my gosh, thank you, Shrees. It was my pleasure.
And moms, go out and make it a great day and take time for yourself. Really, I love that message that you need to stop and assess and go play. Beautiful moms, remember, you are unbreakable. Keep illuminating the world with your strength, pursuing your dreams, and reveling in the splendor of motherhood. This is Charisse Walker, bidding you farewell for now. Stay tuned for more empowering conversations on the next episode of the Unbreakable Mompreneurs podcast. Until then, keep shining bright. Signing off with love, Charisse Walker.